Hello and welcome to this video on the Raspberry Pi. This is the Raspberry Pi 2 Model B. This video is the first one of three and will be a short introduction and setup of the Raspberry Pi. The second video shows the traffic light project and the third video shows how to scrape data from the internet. Okay, so let's get started. Let's take a look at the ports that we shall be using in these three videos. There are two sets of two USB ports, an Ethernet port, an HDMI port, a port for the power supply, and the GPIO general purpose input-output header pins. It is the power from these pins that we will use in our traffic light project. On the underside of the Raspberry Pi is the micro SD card slot, and here there is a micro SD card inserted. It is on this card that we shall install the operating system for the Raspberry Pi. On the right is the micro SD card and on the left is the adapter. Here is the micro SD card in its packaging without the adapter. This shows a micro SD card, an adapter and a reader. And here is the reader with the USB cable attached. This shows the wireless USB adapter. Here is another view of that same wireless USB adapter. For the traffic light project we will require some coloured LEDs. Here there are red, amber and green LEDs. We shall also require some resistors so that we don't draw too much current from the Raspberry Pi. 360 to 750 ohm resistors will suffice. And here we have a prototyping breadboard. This shows a single strip of breadboard, and this is the IDC 40-way ribbon cable, 300mm female to female. This is the breakout board for that ribbon cable. And here are the precision screwdriver set. A multimeter is useful, or a continuity tester or continuity checker. For testing purposes, it is useful to have several batteries and a battery holder available. This shows a case for the Raspberry Pi. We now move on to the installation of the operating system onto the micro SD card. This is using a Windows-based PC. Firstly, create a folder named Raspberry Pi on your PC. Then go to the raspberrypi.org website and click on the Downloads tab as shown. Clicking on that tab takes you to this page, then click on the Raspbian tab. That will then take you to this page, then click on the Download Zip tab. A closer look at that page shows this. We are downloading Raspbian Jessie, the full desktop image. Download that zip file into the Raspberry Pi folder previously created. Go back to the web page and click on the installation guide. That will take you to this page. Click on the Windows tab towards the bottom of the page. This shows you that page zoomed in. Click on the Windows tab. That will take you to this page, which is well worth reading. You will require a utility to write the image to the micro SD card. Download that from the suggested source. Save that into the folder previously created and install the disk imager onto your PC. That is the icon on the desktop. If you do not already have one, install a utility to unzip the compressed folder. This shows the Raspbian image unzipped. Start the Win32 disk imager. Click on the folder as shown and locate the image file. Connect the micro SD card up to the computer. Click on the Write button. It is advisable to use a switch power supply. Insert the micro SD card with the operating system into the micro SD slot on the underside of the Raspberry Pi. Attach a wired keyboard, a wired mouse, an HDMI connection to a monitor, and a wireless internet connection. Make certain that the monitor is powered. Connect the power supply to the Raspberry Pi, switch on the power supply and look at the monitor. Move the cursor to the Wi-Fi icon in the top right hand corner and select the Wi-Fi network and enter the passkey. LX terminal is the small black rectangle at the top left hand corner. Move the cursor to that and click. Using the prefix sudo allows super user commands to be run by a normal user.